I need Stephanie from the nurse's side. Sharon, over here. Right. Who else? I need Amy, our supervisor. Amy and Mike. And I want to get Pat Cannon as well. Pat Cannon, come right back. Let's go. All right. Could everybody please shut up now? Ask the person beside you to stop talking. Good. Okay. I just wanted to welcome you all here tonight to this special occasion, to the retirement of John and Sharon, who've been with us for many years. It's great to see so many people outside of A&E mingling and mixing here tonight. Such a fabulous occasion. Just want to thank John and Sharon for everything they did on behalf of the ambulance service. John, I suppose, you all know John. John was a barrel of laughs. Some laughs we can tell and some we can't. But I'm going to tell you one laugh that I had with John. Maybe we trained together 30 years ago now, and we were training, and it was. I remember going up to Dublin. It was Laffey all the way up. It was Laffey above in Dublin, Laffey all the way down. But we had to do placements in Cork this one time. And our training officer at the time was a man called Mr. Brian Abbott. God rest him, he's passed away now the last few years. But Brian was very good to us. But we had to be up in Cork, say, for 9 a.m. And as usual, of course, myself and John were late. We were very late. And we were new into the job, and we thought we'd get fired and all this, and we were sweating, and I was a little bit more nervous than John. John was cool, kind of baby-faced assassin, as you all know. We got up there, and we had about a 5-minute walk from where we parked the car to get over to where we were supposed to be inside the theatre, I think it was. And Brian met us, and he was fuming. He was insane. He ate us, and he was right. Because we were about half an hour late. So the doctors looked, the nurses, where are you? What the hell? And John, if you don't know John, he was very good at telling a lie without blinking. Because I was going to tell the truth. I was going to tell the truth, as you all know, I always tell the truth. Yeah. John said to Brian, he said, Brian, you wouldn't believe what happened. And Brian said, what happened? And I was speechless, my mouth was open, and John proceeded with this rant for about 5 minutes about how we come on an RTA. And there was people crushed inside in the car, and we had to stop Brian. We had to call ambulances, and they were called from everywhere, and it took about an hour to cut them out, and that's the reason. I was in weakness. I was the flood of tears, because Brian was walking as John was telling the story. There were Brian, John, and me. And I'll never forget it walking over. I just kept thinking, there was floods of tears coming down my eyes. And I said, if Brian turns around, no, I'm fired. Because I was bent over, but thank God he didn't. And we're still here today, thank God. So, there we go. I just want to pass you over to our former supervisor, Pat Cannon, who was John's supervisor for about best part of 28 years, 29 years. So Pat is going to say a few words on behalf of John there, and I'll pass you over to Pat now. Take care.
Thank you, John. And the other John hasn't spoken one lie since he joined the service. There was no truth in that. I was given this very brief, so I want to thank John for all the years of service that he did give to Listowel. He was very dedicated, and I remember when he started in 1995, he arrived in Tralee on a Monday morning, and he was given the task himself and Martin Nurse and Tom O'Connor, he was the mechanic, and Brendan Galway to go driving for the week. And they were around Tralee General Hospital, that's Kerry University at the moment, for a whole week driving. And after the week, we found out that John Keller was actually driving the fire truck in the store, and he didn't need that. So maybe However, he did progress from that, and in 2002 he became paramedic supervisor and he looked after Listowel. And I would say he did really look after Listowel. It's a tough job, and I commend his wife for the patience she had with him, because it's an all that you never seem to come home. It's an all-night job, all-day job, and he did provide a great service there. And I do wish him well, along with Jackie and his family. And I also want to say a few words about Sharon. In my opinion, and I've dealt with Cork and Kerry, possibly the best CNM I've ever met. She's always in good form, she's always patient focused, and she's extraordinary to move patients on. It certainly will be Tralee's loss, or Kerry's loss for that matter, but Listowel are going to gain somebody special, and we wish her very well in her new move. So, as I say, I can't really say enough about JK. He has given those 27 years. It's been a lifetime, and you know, he has what the HSE wanted. Really, he gave that service, and you know, it's a real dedication. And people, the young people today that are coming in, will not be able to give that service, because today it's really burnout, both from the nursing side and from the paramedic side. It's becoming long hours, and it's something that has to be really done about it. But that's for the young generation. So I'm going to hand you over to Amy. He's current manager actually, but I suppose he has no manager now since he has retired. And she's going to present this plaque to him. And there are other presentations from the base in Listowel. I believe somebody is going to make it here. There's flowers going to be presented to Jackie for the years and years she put up with him, and they are going to be presented as I speak. They're at the bottom of the hall. So I'll hand you over to...
Thanks, Pat. He's always been a hard act to follow. I'll keep this very brief, partly because as a new manager I've had very little experience with John. Well done, Jackie. And a small gift for John as well. So I suppose, because I'm a new manager in North Kerry, I've had very little experience, like I was saying with John, but any of the experiences I've had with him have been very positive, and I have to say he's always been a gentleman. So I haven't got very many stories, but the one thing that does stick out in my mind is one day during the summer, and Paul Twyter can probably test this, Nicky Glynn, as usual, was having a stroke about rosters and filling places, and Jesus, there was this gap in Listowel, and I couldn't figure out who was missing from it, so I decided, okay, I better give John a ring. So picked up the phone, ringing John anyway, and had the usual ringtone you have if somebody's out of the country. So I was like, oh God, I'm sure he told me he was on annual leave, so I hung up straight away anyway. And in fairness to John, he would never let you down. He would always ring you back. So without fail, within about a half an hour, phone rings, it's John. And he was there, how are you looking for me? And I said, Jesus, John, I'm sure you're abroad, are you? And he said, I am actually, yeah. He said, I don't know what you're looking for, and I don't know if I'll be able to help you because I'm actually at a water park in Lanzarote. But in fairness to him, he'd always ring you back. So I have to say, I've always found you to be an absolute gentleman in every dealings we've ever had. Continue to keep it short and sweet. I just want to, on behalf of the management and the National Ambulance Service, we have a presentation to make to John for his year's service.
with, and the A&E department. Obviously, Margaret O'Callaghan is dead when I find her. Could you listen, please, Sharon? It's about you. Okay, so with a little bit of haste, I said, why do we love Sharon and how will we miss her? And the first thing I was advised to do was to ask if everybody had a Jodie Foley. A Jodie Foley? Apparently a Jodie Foley is a lady who used to regularly attend, who had makeup, but who would have that very, very unsexy line across her chin like this. So it was very, very necessary that everybody, before you went out on a night out, and I hope you have all checked each other, girls, lads, you're okay, just to check that you don't have a Jodie Foley. This has become such a national treasure that when Sharon was in Dublin on a night out, she actually heard other people checking to see if they too had a Jodie Foley. So a little bit of a national starter that happened in Kerry. Sharon is, and you were quite right, the most amazing CNM2. Just I had to write down organisation 10 times, and then I had to write down organisation another 10 times because this girl is organised. So there was a tidy board, which had a little bit of OCD included, where the red dot had to be a right size, it had to be on the bottom left-hand side, and even today when the new doctors are putting it up the right, I'm like, it just doesn't go there. And you can't explain it to them. You had to know Sharon. You also had to know that it's okay, I'll put his name in the book. Thank you. You had to know that everything had to be in her writing. She was loved and is loved. We have to remember she's not actually retiring. Okay. Unfortunately, it would be great. She says it as it is. There is the most gorgeous person here tonight called Meg, who said that she just loves her because she says it how it is and that she's honest. And I had to put a heart next to it, and that was Meg from the ambulance service, who just came down from Dublin. Sharon kept the trolleys moving. Yeah, somebody said tonight, and I thought, I can't say that. It's like, yeah, but somebody came back from their break late and was told you're back late. And they went, yeah, we went late. So if you didn't move, there was a click, 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 click of the pen. Move, 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 move. Moving pupils, moving patients, moving, just get moving, move. Deirdre loved her because she would say, just one more favour, Deirdre, just one more. And Deirdre knew that was we were about 20 off the end of the night favours. Somebody said, and this is just your amazing work ethic, like you just worked. And also just the way that you did it your own way. If it didn't matter that a patient hadn't been seen by medics or orthopaedics hadn't decided that they needed an orthopaedic bed, the bed was ready. They were just waiting on the doctors to sort out the notes. For me, of all of the above things, but also Sharon meant a really quick handover. I live quite a long way away. I knew I'd be on the road by 8:10. An absolute legend in her own right, and she did it her own way, okay? Now, kind, honest, hard-working, and for those of us who know her really well, very, very, very soft. Yeah. Even though She's at least 10% granite on the outside. On the inside, she's about 90% marshmallow. And she was so kind and so good to everybody and all of us, and we will miss her. Now, she has her last acting role of the evening to perform. Sharon, your gift.
Thank you.
It says, surprise, and you won't need your fecking glasses this time.
What's the triage?
73020540032.
Which is the fleet numbers for the porters to get things moving.
Thank you. Sharon tells me she's only dying to say a few words, so don't keep us too long, Sharon. Let's go.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight. It's a great night. I suppose I'm looking at Celia over there, and I kind of have to thank Celia and Mary Leahy for kind of knocking any notions I had of having kind of been a bit of a boss. So when I first started chip leading, Mary and Celia were going to break, and like you kind of said, Steph, they came back a bit late. So I said, sorry, can I have a word with you? I said, down in the storeroom. So I said, lads, like, you're 10-15 minutes late back from break. Mary said, excuse me, I brought a patient to the ward before I went down to the canteen. Celia said, oh my God, I had to finish up something. We're so disappointed in you. So I went from like there to going, sorry about that, Jen, sorry. So I suppose whatever notions I had, they were knocked out of me. A great bunch of people to work with, lads, you know, absolutely the best in the world. I don't miss the chaos, you know, it's, and I suppose a big thanks to Eamon down the back there, who's been his sociable self. When all the team at home and doing everything. Have a great night. Thanks.
I'd now like to call the man of the night, John Kelleher, okay? Give it up for John. You want a chair?
No, I'm Carl Steinen. I want to thank our MC, John, tonight. He played a blinder. I think he had too many rock shandies. Best of luck with that one. I just had Sharon there, she was on about the ladies there from New York. I actually thought they were here for me. I played a blind of the last few years, you know, really holding up Amy and strolling around with the trolley, and then I just realised tonight that it was the first turnover they were here for. So we really appreciate you coming down, it's a long way, and like that we have friends from everywhere. Sean came from Dublin tonight, and everyone that's from and Ballymun, Listowel, Castle, everywhere. You know, welcome lads, and fair play to you. And he told me out that but just to go back over a bit of history, when I came in, I was under Eamon O'Connor, and he was very good to everyone, and Pat Callahan took over the rein then for many years, and with great thanks, Pat. We appreciate it, and it was so good to everyone, and we'll never forget it. And from Pat and Amy, I had a short stint with Amy, but she was ever so good and very easy to communicate with, and no problem ringing about any problem. She was always there for us. And doing well, Amy, you know, you're with a good crew now in Kerry, so don't go back to Cork anyway. And just on a special note there, John Duggan, our training officer as well, we can't forget. I think, you know, under the old regime training, you know, people had the fear factor. John put that all at ease when he took over training Kelly, and he was a gentleman. So I thank you, John, for that. I just want to thank, you know, I won't go on, but thank my family as well. I suppose for years, you know, missing nights and weekends and social life was out the window, but I'm a happy man now to be out of that. I'm going to live it up. I thank every one of you lads, it's a pleasure, and it's nice to see all of you out in the big number tonight. Thanks a million. Thank you.
Thanks very much. So, just before we go, there's a long night ahead. The ceiling is a little bit low. Okay, but for those who don't know John, he does a very, very actually professional Elvis impersonation. He actually does the splits and he does the lip. And that was 30 years ago, so you wanted to see if you still... Do you want to wait till later on the night, John, or... No. No, do I don't know?
Yeah, that's as good as it gets you, baby.
We'll have to get another drink. Elvis. That's it. Before we finish, Listowel, as you know, is renowned for the Listowel races. It was a false start. He jumped the gun. We're going to get him up here again for one more rendition of Peter O'Sullivan, the one and only Morris Gallagher. Take two. When Morris is doing this now, we need your full attention, and I want you to pretend that you are in the Grand National riding that horse, Dawn Run to the winner. Let me see your best impression of that jockey. Let's go.
And they're running to the top last, it's wayward lads, forgive and forget, run and skip on the inside, and then on the youngster, run and skip as they jump the top last, it's wayward lads, forgive and forget, Dawn Run and the red and red colours are Shawn Hill, and then run and skip and Stephen as they run down towards the second last. I hand you back to Peter O'Sullivan in the grandstand, tell you John Mills with wayward lads, and forgive and forget, Dawn Run is making ground and she didn't win along, but she's progressing nicely on the outside, and up the second last, it's wayward lads, forgive and forget, Dawn Run on the inside, and at the last, it's wayward lads, forgive and forget, Dawn Run and begin to pick it up on the inside, Dawn Run is running for wayward lads, forget on top of Moskwa, and for the long time, Reno runners get Dawn Run as well as round in the saddle of John Johnny, and Dawn Run the winner.
Give it up there for Tippers! We're going to do this one, switching it up for John Cannon, of course, for this. Here we go, looking for a bit of Elvis for this one. We got the Traveling Soldier from the Dixie Chicks as well, as requested. We're going to do that one right up next. Until then, view, John, let's do this one. Here we go. You know I can run.
Your girlfriends, they said that you'd go like a Mercedes-Benz. But now the wife tells you that the engine is blown. She should snap you by hand and jump on when you're going. But don't think that 50 is the end of the line, and you've run out of track and you've run out of time. For as long as you've got both your ardour and zeal, you're only as old as the woman you feel. Now some men at 50 get a little concerned that the lad just amount to their candle they burned. But the size of your candle don't matter matter one bit. What's important is how long it burns when it's lit. But don't think that 50 is the end of the line, that you run out of track and you've run out of time. For as long as you've got both your ardour and zeal, you're only as old as the woman you feel. You're only as old as the woman you feel. Happy retirement, have a mighty time to the doobie.
Ah, come on. Oh, goodbye, my lovely friends. From when we were here tonight in the Listowel Hotel. John, Kevin, and Sharon.
Lovers for the road, so tell me, sir, just how far I need to go to be a star. Every day the same old happenings, 100 miles of shows, and yet no place to go. And when you look all around, you're asked to think about. You've just stolen the show, but now you're on your own. So tell me, son, yeah, just how far